I love how I asked this programmer a question. He's like, yeah, could you do some programming and send it back to me? And I can do that. Like, who does that? What career does that? It's like me being a graphic designer, being like, it's not just examples. It's like, yeah, actually just design this thing.
I'm Candace Parker, and you're watching 2K TV.
On 2K TV this week, WNBA icon from the LA Sparks, Candace Parker. The Neighborhood Scout is back to tip off new neighborhood events. We're going behind the scenes of the My Career story and showcasing your best dunks from 2K Day.
Like you're supposed to I just don't know who's supposed to be loading.
Welcome to 2K TV. I'm Alexis Morgan.
And I'm Chris Manning. We hope you are enjoying NBA 2K20.
There's so much to check out in the game, but one of the biggest additions is the WNBA.
Yes, all your favorite players and teams are included, and recently the WNBA playoffs tipped off.
And we caught up with future Hall of Famer.
This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Detroit Pistons.
Try out the thing.
Gets done.
Collage on it. Let's see how bad these collages are.
And Smurf, MMG and Murphy. And shooting guard, Norman Powell. At the other forward position, Serge Ibaka. At center, Mark Gasol. At the other guard position, Kyle Lowry. The head coach of the Pistons team is Nick Nurse. And now, the starters for the game.
I'm not a starter yet.
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Gasol.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup.
Like, I should start cutting these videos. Oh, what are demons saying? Let's make this into something.
Let's think about resting guys mid-season so that they're fresh at the end.
I think if you are a team that's been through these playoff runs, long championship runs, and you still know you have a chance to win, I think it's kind of unfair to us fans when you have a team that might not get to the finals and you're starting to rest guys and there's no benefit at the end. If there's a benefit at the end for the players, organization, and fans, I'm all for it. But if it's not, I don't like to see guys resting.
Here's Van Vliet following the score by Reggie Jackson. Van Vliet off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
Right side, Griffin. Out to the wing. Shoots. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Passes it to Anunoby. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Outside Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Gasol's in the post. Defended by Drummond. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A different look here for Detroit. Morris is checked in for Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jackson.
1:06 left in the first quarter. Pass to Kennard. Fires it up.
How he got hustled for that?
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Rose. The feed to Gasol. Clock at 6. Back to Hollis Jefferson. From Pete Thomas. The Raptors rebound. Count that one. Gasol's got 5 points so far.
At 7'1", it is hard to keep Marc Gasol off the glass.
Rose passes to Wood. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it. Both teams.
An entirely new group now out there. Then for the Raptors, Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Norman Powell comes in for Thomas. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Payne with it. Jackson on him. The pass to Powell. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. And it's sent back by Drummond.
That rejection was well timed. Get that shot out of here. Drummond staying patient, waiting for the right moment to pounce.
At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. That's the group for Detroit right now. And again, Toronto no up.
Still trying to find the range. He hit one in the first quarter. Nothing since.
One area that the Pistons were great in last year was perimeter defense.
What they did, GA, they closed out on shooters fantastically. They got hands up and hands up high. Allowed the fewest threes against as a team. Their interior defense was just so-so, but on the perimeter, they were tough.
With the teardrop. And there's Marc Gasol on the assist by Lowry. And that's now 7 points for Marc Gasol.
Hey, you're having a good one. Hope you're having a good one. What's up, Sean?
Lowry against Jackson.
Sam, let's just talk about you earlier.
Over Lowry.
Stone Crypto stopped by.
You almost have to.
I was talking about your ideas for the community meetup thing.
When he is that open.
1:06 left in the first half. A wide open look for Gasol. A three-pointer, no good. Pistons leading by 16. Here's Snell.
I can't get out of the game.
Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And how about a look at the most recent power ranking? Very telling, even though, guys, we're just still in December. You take a look at the 76ers.
Wow, bro.
They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
And checking out Detroit, they win one, they lose one. They think they're going in the right direction, then they seem to take a step back. It's been a season of inconsistencies so far.
Here's Payne. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Jackson.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Kennard, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And Toronto also making a switch. Anunoby, he's checked in for Powell.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
Detroit's hitting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Thomas checked in for Ibaka. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Payne. Now Lowry. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. For three. And so it's the
Let's say he
Detroit
just gets it
Pistons
right over
with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And a chance now to send it over to
What
David
do you
Aldridge,
get when an
standing by
eggplant
courtside.
meets a
David.
pumpkin? I'm not sure. What do you get when an eggplant
Thanks for
meets
the
a
great interview,
pumpkin?
David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following him.
A squash.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side
Dude,
trying to mount.
so funny.
Toronto will go for a different look here. Monday Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for Ibaka. Thomas comes in for OG Anunoby. Cameron Payne's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got Payne. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Thomas.
Dude,
Then it's
Gasol
Fred
is down
VanVleet.
here killing
And
us.
it's Gasol. And at the 5, roaming the paint.
We've gotten to see the full arsenal of Marc Gasol. He's comfortable being the focal point.
Hey, Steve, if your team is holding on to a narrow lead, which player do you want defending that last shot of the game?
I would say Kawhi Leonard, Giannis because of his length, Paul George, Draymond Green, and I really
Good
love
name.
Klay Thompson. Not that he's going to block the shot, but he always stays in position.
Back to VanVleet. Pass to Payne. From the arc. A new 14 for the Raptors. Here's Gasol, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws
got the
coming up.
rebound on this.
It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
And Gasol is just
How's your day
a
going,
boy in
though,
the paint.
Cleric?
There's not much you can do outside of fouling him when he has the
Points
ball
per
in
game,
his
22,
spot.
I
Free throw
imagine.
drops for Gasol.
Over a decade in Memphis for Marc Gasol. Even played his high school basketball there. Now a new phase.
And so he hits both. And when you spend as much time in one city as Marc Gasol and mean as much as he did to the Grizzlies franchise in that city of Memphis, you know what, Smitty? It's got to be tough to move on.
I'm sure, Kevin, for both sides. Regardless of what he accomplished moving forward, his jersey is getting retired in Memphis. No question about it.
VanVleet kicks to Thomas. Passes it to Payne. Launches it. Rebounded by the Pistons.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And he comes up with the deuce.
You know Derrick Rose is back when you see him pulling up for jump shots like that.
And here is VanVleet. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. No good that time.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Oh,
The
man.
rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot
I'm like,
or
Rose, let me just get
simply
away from you,
change it.
bro.
Rose against Thomas. Morris trying to free himself up. Yep, that one goes. 6 points for Rose.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Tries again, and it's blocked. And so it's the Detroit Pistons.
Giving me
out
no
there all by
lanes.
themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass.
Toronto making a change here. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now.
And
in
they're
the
going to let us
fourth
blow
quarter.
out the NBA
And
champs.
so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Detroit.
You
I guess they don't have to
see
look.
this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Blake Griffin.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
They've got Dumboya. He's out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Brown in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Terrific play call, and that's where you want to see Marc Gasol. He can use his combination of skill and size.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Now, here's Dumboya, defended by Ibaka. Brown with it. Morris outside. Just 5 to shoot. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Owens.
Like all those beats and tindas, and all you get is like what? Like a pair of socks. Pretty much.
My point, Hornet, is that the game changes. Hit a ball. I don't want to hear it. And drawing contact.
Going to progression is probably a lot. 100,000. I should have 3,000 from that shot. Just like a second. Yeah, like I didn't get anything. I must not have counted it because I didn't want to do it again. make me look good too. You just got me up to a B already. Wow. We got we got 2 points. Damn. Out of bounds. He actually got it though. Go ahead and shoot that, bro. Oh. You got it, You can shoot, there it is. Everybody can shoot threes in this game, I feel like, man. Bro, and they scored off of it. Bro, I was already passing it. Boy got serious. That's not bad for one game. That'd be okay if we could win multiple games to make that much points. Dude is tatted. Interior finisher. Hit the ball out of bounds. Ew. I'm mad he didn't go in for the steal when I asked him to. Dude, how is that a defensive breakdown, man? This guy's huge. Like, you gonna get off your man who's not doing a damn thing and help out? Like, your guy hasn't had to do shit. He's just passing the ball, man. He's not gonna shoot. Get off your man and help. Teammate's a fucking fool. Oh, bro. All you have to do is pass it in. feel like he's ignorant to it. Like, they have had one player score my turn. They're not gonna call a foul on that though. Good job, teammate. You're an idiot. Your man got one bucket. You couldn't figure out to maybe help out on defense. I feel like the other guy's probably just actually a brown team. Can't do anything. And you let the one good player just go off. I just don't understand why you wouldn't help out at all. Other guys need to have skills to make a fucking shot.
Just counting 9 to 5, still get producing money. Niggas fighting for the throne, but they gotta take it from me. Shit's amusing, ain't it funny? I'm killing shit on the average. How I'm riding in the Ashton, shitting on you niggas, fuck a bathroom. I'm too busy laughing at you. I see nothing but a lost cause. I'ma stay on that come up. As long as Louis still a chalk guard, you can't comprehend my thought process. Niggas think it's so basic. Y'all can't ball like me, cause I invented bowling James Naismith. So ugly, need a facelift. I need a break, so back off of me. I do not want what you're offering. Ain't about cash, don't talk to me. Standing up groundless like coffee beans. Got niggas judging my artistry. I ain't the blood, but I've been pumping out music to the fans like arteries. People wonder how I'm spitting and I don't even have a booth. You niggas lose, y'all cannot match the kid. Your pocket's skinny like a loose. I got the juice and the ingredients for it. You niggas lost, they looking like tourists. Ain't no such thing as a pit stop on the road to riches, so I'm about to floor it. Yeah, and I'm only getting started, bitch. Twisting up the flow, that means you better take precaution, bitch. Early bird gets the worm and I already caught it, bitch. Murdering these beats and then I tamper with the carcasses. I'm confident, you're inferior, there's no argument. Wise guy, I'll knock your bowels out. If you talking shit exterior, rocking all blue, call that obelisk. Y'all stay at the bottom, then I might get diabetes. Me and my fam eating, I got a plate full cause I'm hella greedy. Just don't get in my way or I'll squash your ass like zucchini cause I'm getting that. All of my verses I'm spitting facts. You might not leave but your head attached. Pockets swell up and they getting fat. Fuck on my crew, leave you in a cast. Got your girl on me, I'm finna smash. I run this shit, y'all get overlapped. The team is dubbed DFA, bitch. Do I have to remind your ass?
Excuse me? What? Brick? Half a brick?
Big cup
you. We need that off the charts. We need these off the charts.
To 2K TV, Candace Parker. I am fangirling out right now. I'm like, oh, it's just an honor to be in your presence.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what's it like being in 2K? Like, this is a historic moment for WNBA. This is awesome.
No, I think that this is great. You know, the first person I called was my nephew. He's like the biggest 2K fan, and his response was like, "What's your rating gonna be?" And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll get to that." And he was like, "Well, congrats!" You know, after the fact that he wanted to know my rating first. But I think this is huge for the WNBA that everybody's included, and now young kids can play with female role models. That's the key.
What was the process like for people who don't?
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, a good season so far.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's DA, take it away.
Guys,
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, DA. Now let's take a look at the top rookies in the league. Our rankings here for the race for Rookie of the Year. Distinction every young player would love. Right around mid-season here, Chris, more players-only meetings being held. Give us a little insight into what those are like.
Well, there's some really good ones, Kevin, and there's some bad ones. There's ones that goes, you know, hey, guys, just wanted to bring us all here and say, man, listen, we could do a little bit better. We need to focus. I'll start with myself. I can be better on the boards. You need to be better guards over here. Those kind of meetings are good. Then there's the ones that say, listen, guys, we're going into playoffs. I need everyone to put the phones down. No more going out. Sacrifice. Tell your in-laws, tell your spouse, tell your family, listen, for the next month we're honed in, where we can't come back. And then there's the ones that you don't like, the ones that finger pointing, saying, hey, guys, I called this meeting because I'm tired of all of you. None of you are putting up. And then another guy says, wait, I'm not doing my job. You're not doing your job. And other guys come in and you kind of get how it goes. So a lot of different ways you can have meetings. But hopefully as a coach, you have great leadership. So at the end of the day, even if you have hurt feelings, guys come out better for it.
Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
Using his speed to his advantage, Griffin, once again, he has the momentum to make sure he's going to dunk it home with force.
Here's Walker. He had 31 points in the win against Dallas.
And it was the little things, too. I mean, getting to the line, finding ways to get his points any way possible.
Cantor finds Tice. Boston again missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Jackson, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And some changes here for the Celtics. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Gordon Hayward comes in for Daniel Tice. And Smart subbed in for Brown. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Morris is checked in.
And that's a gift if I've ever seen one. They've got to communicate much better out there.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Wood passes to Morris. Brown outside. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Look at Morris break down the defense on this play. If they leave one of his guys open, he's going to get it to him fast.
And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
The Celtics shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Outside Rose. And stolen by Hayward. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. And Hayward at the stop.
And this is what you want. I mean, out in the open court, Hayward gives you so many options as a finisher.
Rose scanning the floor. Brown finds Morris. Outside Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Poirier grabs the miss.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Now here's Walker. He's guarded closely. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Pistons have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. Brown is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Then there's Daniel Tice. Then there's Smart, and it's Poirier in at center. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Passes it to Tice. Nice ball movement by Boston. 5 on the clock. Boston needs to get off a shot. Poirier.
Oh, he's decent at defending the basket. The key for Griffin is remaining engaged and active on the scene.
Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. Well, you look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, dominate the Bulls of that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well. Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Jackson looking it over. The pass to Kennard. Outside Griffin. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, Blake Griffin has been working on that three-pointer now, Chris, for a while. Has gotten to where it's a factor.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. And for Blake, he doesn't need to make a ton of threes for it to be effective. All he has to do is keep the defense honest with him so they respect it enough where it opens up the rest of his offense.
Walker's checked in for Smart. Murray's checked in for the Pistons.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Fires at the elbow. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
That's a good idea for Walker. Get the D thinking about a jump shot and open up the passing.
Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, you're just predictable.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics out in front. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. New group in for the Celtics. Robert Williams is checked in for Cantor. Shemi Ojeleye comes in for Daniel Tice. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Tatum. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Kennard. Morris is out there with Wood. And it's Rose. Rebound by Williams.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
He sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. The creation of the super teams, Chris, is enough being done to ensure a competitive balance in the NBA.
I think so. I think that every year we're going to have to evolve in trying to do enough and see what happened the previous year. But yeah, and the fact remains, though, Kevin, is, you know, I like working with you. You're my friend. I would go work with you. In basketball, you want to go play with your friends.
Same stuff, yeah.
How do you stop that?
Right.
I don't know. When guys get to hang out in the summer and say, wouldn't it be cool if we got to play together, our kids to play together, we could win one? That's going to be hard to deter. So I just think it's about how strong the will of the friends are, and more importantly, what is the league doing to kind of not necessarily give as much incentive to do that, but I think the league is doing a great job staying proactive, giving guys a lot of incentive, a lot of reason, a lot of dinero to stay at home with the team.
Back to Walker. Here's the floater. Some solid defense from Rose.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
From 13, he can't hit that time. And it's Smart with the ball for the Celtics. 4-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
Oh, that's nice shooting from there. That looked pure coming out of Walker's hands.
From deep, Rose. And no good that time. And so it's the Boston Celtics bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
One thing we can't do is have empty possessions where...
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Celtics leading by 7. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Daniel Tice out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Poirier in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the Boston 5. Drummond dishes to Jackson. Pass to Drummond. From past the arc. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Drummond. And it's 7 points for Reggie Jackson.
Shoot first point guard with a razor-sharp jumper. Jackson, gotta stay up on him.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. To the left side wing. Here's Poirier. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Pistons trailed by 4. Pass to Griffin. Over Tice. They grabbed their own miss. And that one's good. Drummond.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Walker against Jackson. The 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Celtics making a switch here. Cantor's checked in, and the Pistons make... And there's a minute 45 left in the game. Jackson against Walker. In the corner, Tatum with it. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 5. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan Player of the Game.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Blake Griffin.
He's showing why he's considered a leader. Griffin wants to be the guy taking these important shots.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They lead by 3. 1:24 left here in the fourth quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, get into the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
And whenever the game is on the line, Walker is a great option to go to. He just has a knack for burying big shots.
Bobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the chance.
And that's why Drummond is such an excellent player, stepping up in crucial situations like these.
Celtics leading by 3. Walker surveying the floor. It counts.
He enjoys having the ball in his hands during crucial possessions. And the way Walker plays tonight, it's clear.
On the wing, Jackson, guarded by Walker. Pass to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Just 5 on the clock. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Boomboy is checked in for the Pistons.
Coming up the floor for the Pistons.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Andre Drummond. That's his 5th personal foul.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
But he was just a skinny kid coming out of college. Hayward's gotten much stronger and much better in a short period of time.
Here's Boomboy. Misses there. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum, especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. I love it.
Bombs away, baby.
What up, Levi? This party's crazy. Hey, there's a great spread over there. There's some cupcakes that look like headphones. Highly recommend. The pulled pork sliders, I would avoid.
Right.
It's all over there. All right? Don't be shy. Come on, get out there. Everybody's looking for you. Enjoy yourself.
start for the next game, I think. Oh, I should have team practice last time. Oh, fuck.
What's the weather like outside? I feel like I've been stuck in here forever.
I do not know what permanent is. They want me gone. Wait for the kicker. Bury me now, I only get bigger, that's word of my nigga. Yeah. I told a firm to cut.
Why you standing here? Go work on your game.
I'm giving it up. She wanna get married tonight, but I can't take it because I'm wearing all white. Me and my bros get twins, but we don't look alike. I don't take naps. Me and the money, no way too attached to go and do that. Muscle relax. That in the split put me right on my back. I gotta unpack. Virginia black.
Hey, when's the last time you went to the zoo? You're gonna go in this weekend.
Not even rap. What's that? Facts. Contract max. I gotta bring this shit back. Hermes link. Ice blue mink. Fat on my wrist. I got to
socks.
know
You
what
smell
permanent
that?
is. They want me gone. Out of the picture. Bury me now. I only get bigger. That's word of my. I'm so hot, yeah, I'm so right now. Who's that gang, bitch? Let me find out. Keep hearing clicks when I'm talking on the iPhone. Fans in the city hate to see us on the
Back
high
to
note.
work.
I switch from life, I switch time zone. Can't get no food, but you can't get mouth on. Gotta do mansion, cause I out the condo. Gotta do Maybach, she gon' fuck from drive home.
This is where things count.
Yeah,
Right
middle,
here.
said I got through. I'm never washed, but I'm not new. I know I said top 5, but I'm top 2. But I'm not 2. I got one, thought you had one, but it's not one, nigga.
Another day, another drill. That's how we get it done.
Sat on my wrist like I do not know what permanent is. They want me gone. Wait for the kicker. Bury me now, I only get bigger, that's word of my nigga.
Sorry. It's on the AC. Never get better watching other players work out. Go do something. Come on, back to work.
get started. Here's what we're going to do. Good to know that you understand there's more to this game than offense. Let's work on that defense today.
Keep it going.
Let's get to work. Here's what we're going to do. Come on, focus. get started. Here's what we're going to do.
And suited around.
Let's go.
I like that. You mentioned people in your family playing 2K. Does your daughter play 2K yet?
My daughter will play 2K now. She likes playing games where there's girls in the game.
Yes.
So she'll be excited because she can recognize all the WNBA teams on the game.
So you guys gonna play together?
I think so. We got the console. Hook it up. Yeah, but I'm not gonna take it easy on her.
I like that. Tough love.
Yep.
Well, you're on the court playing with the Sparks. You're on TV. You're a broadcast presenter. You're a mom. How do you do it all?
I have an amazing daughter, and I have amazing family, friends. It definitely takes a village, but wherever I am, I'm there. I'm present, and
And tipping us off here, a terrific performance of the national anthem. We'll be right back with more. Hold on tight and don't go away.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Moments away in Little Caesars Arena. It'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, a tall task for them to win this one. On the road against a much superior team, their margin for error pretty thin. And coming back.
So June 20th is what I want to go back to for all of these posts to get out. I saved
It's
quite a
that
bit.
time of
Quite
the
a bit.
Hey, Dave. Well, guys, yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Markkanen and Carter are up front. Levine
this
at the
is
2
where we
with
earn our
Porter at the
starting
3.
time.
And it's done in at point guard. And for the Pistons, Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. More lost on that front line, Smitty. What makes for an effective front court tandem, do you think?
I think, first of all, if that tandem can switch on pick and rolls, that tandem can shoot the basketball and also make plays somewhat like a guard. But the biggest thing is if they can rebound and able to guard smaller guys, this will make them great.
Interesting. Makes it off the glass.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
White against Jackson. Here's Levine. 5 points in the game. Here's White. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
I can't believe that went in, and I don't think he can either.
Outside Rose. 1:24 left in the first. Jackson with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Just 5 to shoot. And that's going to be a treble. Now let's take a moment to check out our race for Rookie of the Year. Here are some of the top young talents in the game. Who will be recognized as the best of the best? Things haven't been going so hot for him as he moves through his first year. Maybe, just maybe, he can pick things up and finish the season strong.
And I know that this is not the position he thought he'd be in by this stage of the season, but still time.
It's always difficult when you come in with high expectations, but people progress at different rates. He just needs to stay focused on getting better every day.
And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
Morris against Young, wide up top. Outside, Levine. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road. Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Pistons ahead. They lead by 3.
Bad. That's how we get in. That's how we got in.
Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader.
Watching previous guys who've led this team.
And, you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And, guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
This is where you credit the guys in the front office for going out and getting you the pieces you need.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So the Bulls 5 right now. Inside, it's Young and Markkanen. Center and there with White. And it's Valentine in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, last season was a season of change for the Bulls. They missed the playoffs with a 22-win season. And they did have a change of head coaches. Not the results many hoped for going into the year.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Case has found a home in Detroit.
Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. The free throw drops for Jackson.
And not too long ago, Reggie Jackson signed a 5-year, $80 million deal. A lot of pressure on him to earn that money.
Back to Levine. Knocks it loose. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You gotta love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
You look at Levine, he's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, and I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
That's funny.
And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Reggie Jackson. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
This is the one.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation. The Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. The Bulls also changing it up. Young's checked in for Wendell Carter. Denzel Valentine comes in for Porter. And it's White in for Dunn. You look at the luxury tax structure, Smitty, it's now more expensive than ever to maintain a championship contending roster.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's the choice of a lot of these organizations. Some owners want to do it, some don't, but I think if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to open up your checkbook.
On out there with Rose. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Wood in at the 4 slot. That's the group for Detroit right now. Here's Young, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Like that all of a sudden.
Beautiful find by Levine there. Takes his time to survey the floor.
Starter in this league for almost a decade. Thaddeus Young's numbers, Greg, won't blow you away. So what is it that makes him a winning player?
I think it starts with his defense, Kevin. Drawing charges and getting deflections. His quickness puts him in a position to make those effort plays.
On the wing, Morris. Here's Wood. And he gets it to go. Wood's got 6 points. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. 6-point lead. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for him. Here's Valentine. He gets that one.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
On kicks to Rose. Here's Wood. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And not being as aggressive from the 3-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Bruce Brown. And a change for the Bulls. Porter's checked in. 46 seconds left in the third.
Got to recognize the situation. Trying to get a 2-for-1.
Absolutely, but at the same time, you want to get a good shot.
White. That one doesn't go. Pistons trailed by 5. Jackson down low. White on him. Jackson misses. For Chicago, they've gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime. Shooting 8 of 15. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And that's such good work to make this a 1-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Poked loose. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Bulls lead by 2. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. So for Chicago right now, at small forward and power forward, Porter and Young. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. And it's Markkanen in at the center, pulling out the middle.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And the Pistons making a change here. Kennard's checked in. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Carter, he's checked in for Markkanen. It's Carter, high post. Morris is there. And a wide open look for Porter. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got 4 assists in the game. To the paint, here's Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
There's a certain resiliency to
nice
this
find.
team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in at both ends.
Outside Porter.
Number 3.
Some changes for Chicago.
She looked at me like she wanted to know what that was.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Griffin passes to Kennard. Outside Jackson. Pass to Drummond. Here's Kennard. Clock at 4. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. With 1 on the clock, Drummond, no stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Thaddeus Young. Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. Porter comes in for Satoransky.
Multi-time All-Star Andre Drummond is still very young and continues to polish his craft.
2 minutes remaining. Are you ready to be the 6th?
To the inside. Here's Markkanen, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Lowry Markkanen making his presence felt as this game heats up.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're in front by 3. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Reggie Jackson.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
That's his first personal foul.
1:49 left to play here in the fourth. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
That's just being out of sync and at the worst time, costly.
Bulls trail by 3. Done outside. And there's the pass to Markkanen. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Pistons have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. At the elbow, Griffin. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Back to Jackson. 6 to shoot. The 17-footer. They get it again. Drummond. Second chance shot. And the layup is up and in. Drummond's got 7 now in this quarter.
I love it. Clutch situation. Andre Drummond puts the team on his back.
Down low. Here's Markkanen. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Andre Drummond picks one up. He drops the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And Markkanen drops them both.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
Jackson with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Offensive rebound. Griffin. It's good.
That's a big bucket for Blake. Teammates have to love that shot.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 5. 50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the timeout, I listened in on Jim Boylan's huddle. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
Not only can you count on Markkanen to give you points, he can do it when it matters most.
Back to Jackson. It's in!
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 5. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
He's done.
Four seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Levine.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're leading by 5. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Who run in your house without staking it out? If you wearing it belt, did you say you about? I went a different route. I just go pivot the count. I just envision the count.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and they go to the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul.
20 seconds left in the fourth, and he commits the intentional foul.
That's his third personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
Hey, thanks, Buffington.
Left side, Jackson. And so it's
for the
Detroit
host.
with the W.
And the 2 ice creams. Hope you had a great stream.
Yeah, but I really got a sense.
And hello, folks. That was okay, but like we really should have got the B grade. It just lost it at the end. It hurts. Damn, she didn't get no love in the fans. C plus. They gave me a plus though. That plus came out of nowhere. We almost got the defensive rebounding one. I'm sure if we went to practice, we'd get it. I don't know what type of stuff that even has. Intimidate offensive players, causing them to miss shots more often. Improves the player's ability to navigate through makes life difficult for offensive players and try. Worm would be nice. Ability to defend post moves, that would be nice. Improves the player's ability to chase down rebounds. I thought I already had like rebound chaser. Early cute reader. Chance to steal and passing. Improves ability to block shots. He has ability to take over meter. See, I'm like maybe rim protector. Defend post moves or post move on post move lockdown. One of those two. The fuck? I didn't even see the pogo stick on. Oh man, that's a cool one too. Golden State coming up in the season. That's a few games away though. We're not gonna get to that. Anybody watching this market tonight?
everyone over here and get started.
Wait, I think some of those said more points. I wasn't even reading those. Must be because I'm using the trigger with them. Yeah, maybe it's actually not working. That's a few games worth. We gonna keep climbing him.
Alright, fellas.
So many videos to go.
Congrats on the win, but we have a lot of work to do if we want to keep it up. Let's stay focused and practice.
Dude, how they play NBA
really
all day.
need to push the tempo.
This dude must be disgusting.
Transition. Alright, let's work on moving the ball quickly in transition.
3-on-2 fast break situation. 10 attempts. Am I on the 3? Okay, yeah. Better make that. You should have dunked it. I guess I didn't hold down the right trigger. I'm gonna try and do a flashy dunk. Yo, why did he shoot that, bro? Why? You can't pull down on the trigger. That's so butt, bro. I should have just followed behind him. Wow.
Outstanding effort. Now let's set up the next drill.
There are 3 teams of 3 players. Oh. Oh, you got open cup, open cup. Bro, why did he stop for a shot? Ugh, I hate how stuff like that happens. that they just greened it? Blake? Do Team Blake Griffin always win? It's like always Griffin Drummond. Oh, it's Griffin Drummond Rose, dude. What the fuck? Oh no, they're at Rose on his own team. Okay. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. We got Jackson. How are they greening these? Dude.
Hey, great. Get out there and put up some more Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
Block. Wait, what the fuck? How the hell am I supposed to stop that?
Come on, man. You can do better than that.
What?
Get your mind right.
I don't know how he's supposed to get up there. It makes no sense. He doesn't have the speed. Look at elbow and stuff.
It's way too cold under this flesh.
No, bro.
I might be good enough for the City League, but it's not going to cut it here. You're like money in the bank.
I'm like, one more joint, then probably have it. But let's go get this food. It's food.